So in today's video, I'm going to go over 3 filters that you need for landscape photography. Now, filters can do a lot to help improve your landscape images. They can balance the light within your scene, they can cause you to use a slower shutter speed to do a long exposure, and they can also help remove glare off of water. So I'm in Vietnam on Cat Ba Island, and I'm hiking to a spot that'll really help demonstrate how you need these 3 filters for landscape photography. So I've arrived at the spot where I'm going to take an image for sunset tonight. And I've actually been here before in one of my previous videos, but last time I shot the rock formations over here, and tonight I'm going to shoot this one on the left here. I think I was pointing to the right ones. But yeah, there's no clouds in the sky, which is kind of unfortunate, but I'll still be able to show the effects of the 3 filters, no problem with these conditions, because we do have some nice sunlight hitting the scene. Now the filters that I use are the Nisi Square 100mm filters. I got the landscape photography kit, and now these filters are really great for landscape photography. You can use the circular screw-on ones, you can get the same effect, but for convenience and the ability to stack filter on filter, the square filters are a great way to go. So first I want to go over my composition here. So it's a pretty simple composition. I have this rock island just square in the center of my frame, and the top of the rock island is just about the half mark of the frame. So yeah, real simple, just the big island, and it's kind of a flat image even with the light, because there's no leading lines or S-curves in the image. It's just sea, then island, then sky. That's kind of how I want this image to be, nice and simplistic. So first I'm going to take a shot without any filters. And I'm just focusing right on the rock island, 1/60th of a second, f11, ISO 64. And so this is what the image looks like with no filters on it. Now the first filter that you need, and arguably the most important one, is a circular polarizer. Now this one's most important because it can't easily be replicated in post-processing. Now I'm going to put it on and I'll show you the effects and what it does. So now I have the circular polarizer on there, and as you can see, as I turn it, it'll brighten the water or darken the water. Now this is that's a very good effect to have, because if there's a lot of glare on the water that I don't want, I can just remove it by turning the polarizer. So now I'm going to take another image here, and it also darkens the lens a bit, causing you to use a slower shutter speed. So now I'm going to take another image with just the polarizer, and I kind of turned it to remove a little bit of the glare off the ocean. So now I'm shooting at 1/15th of a second, f11, ISO 64, and here's how that image looks. Now the next filter would be a Gradual ND filter. Now these come in all different stops and all different hardnesses as well. This is a 3-stop medium graduated filter, which means the top is 3 stops and the bottom is 0. And it's a medium grad because the graduated effect from the 3-stop to the 0-stop is a medium. So it's not hard, it's not like a hard straight line, and it's not soft, it's just medium grade. And this one will really help me darken the sky, while the foreground and the ocean will stay a little bit lighter, which helps balance the exposure of an image, especially when shooting sunset images. And so now I'm going to show you what it looks like when I add the graduated filter. As you can see, the sky is starting to get darker as I slide it down lower. This really helps to balance out the composition. And then you just kind of adjust it as necessary, because I don't want to darken too much of the island there. Then a graduated filter will also cause me to slow down the shutter a bit. So now I'm shooting at 1/8 of a second, still f11, still ISO 64. And now the last filter you need for landscape photography would be a neutral density filter. Now a neutral density filter just will darken your lens, causing you to do a longer exposure, which this is going to come in handy for this scene here, because it's really going to smooth out the water. If there were clouds in the scene, it would also add that streaky effect to the clouds, making the image look a bit more interesting. But unfortunately today there's not, but you'll still be able to see the effect in the water. Now ND filters come in a whole bunch of different stops, anywhere from 1 stop to about a 15 stop. This one I have here is a 6-stop, and I recommend a 6-stop just because a 10-stop is pretty nice and can get you some really interesting images, but it's kind of hard to work with sometimes, as it sometimes requires a several-minute exposure, while this will just get me to about a 30-second or less exposure. Now, as you notice, when I add the 6-stop filter, the scene gets considerably darker, so I really have to up that shutter speed. So now I'm shooting 13 seconds, f11, ISO 64. And of course, just when I took this last image, the sun went below the horizon or was blocked by some clouds, because it's still about a half hour before sunset. So I lost all the light on the island here. But you can still get the idea in this fourth image here, how it kind of smoothed out the water and made it look a little more less natural, but also a little more artistic. But as you can see, those 3 filters, the circular polarizer, graduated ND filter, and ND filter, are must-have for any landscape photographer's kit. They can really help you get the most out of a scene and help you come away with some pretty unique images. Well, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later.